Aggression to the mean, fight stats. In a previous video, I explained the concept of best available fight odds and showed how to identify the best odds for a given fight. I also suggested that picking the best fight odds can help overcome the betting overround. In this video, I'll present historical data of UFC fight odds to show you more precisely how best fight odds help beat the overround. Before diving into the results, I'll explain how I obtained the historical UFC dataset and describe the actual contents of the dataset. I used a web scraper to gather UFC fight odds information available online. A web scraper is just computer code that extracts data from websites. The advantage of using web scraping to obtain the desired data is in its efficiency and scalability. The process of going online and manually recording the desired data would have been tedious and taken an awful amount of time. By using a web scraper, I can automatically retrieve and neatly package a vast amount of up-to-date data in a couple hours with the click of a button. The dataset used in this video is made up of event and fighter information from the UFC Stats website and best fight odds information from the Bet MMA website. The dataset includes UFC fight data spanning from 2013 to 2021. It contains fight info from 260 UFC events and just under 3,000 UFC fights. Okay, now I'll guide you through the results. The graph is a histogram which shows you the distribution of betting overrounds for UFC fights using the best available odds. In other words, for each of nearly 3,000 UFC fights, we calculated the overround using the best available odds for each fighter. We then counted how many UFC fights had a particular overround percentage. Those results are displayed in the graph. Now you'll notice two vertical black lines. Pay attention to the dashed one on the left, which corresponds to an overround of 0%. The reddish rectangles to the right of that dashed line represent the number of UFC fights with an overround greater than 0%, even after picking the best odds. Conversely, the reddish rectangles to the left of that dashed line represent the number of UFC fights with an overround less than 0%. In those cases, picking the best available odds actually gives an advantage to the bettors. In these cases, bettors could have made a guaranteed profit by betting on one fighter with one betting site and the other fighter on another site. This is known as a sure bet or arbitrage. Now guide your attention to the other vertical line, the dotted black line. This line corresponds to the median betting overround across the nearly 3,000 UFC fights. A median is a type of average where half the values are greater than the median, whereas the other half are smaller than the median. The median overround in our case is about 0.8%, just under 1%. That means that for nearly 1,500 fights, the overround was less than 0.8%, and that the overround was greater than 0.8% for the same number of fights. In my opinion, the key takeaways from these results are twofold. First, the average overround is just under 1%, which means that by using the best available odds, you can almost completely overcome the betting overround. Second, there are often opportunities for sure bets or arbitrage. In an upcoming video, using a data set similar to the one presented in this video, I intend to address a common myth about sports betting, which notes that you should always bet on the underdog. Is this really true? If you enjoyed the content, please subscribe to my channel and check out my webpage linked in the description box. Until next time, this has been Aggression to the Mean.